We reported earlier in this newscast, asylum-seeking migrants now have to wait in Mexico while their claims are processed. That's according to a policy announced today by the Trump administration. The new move comes as a report shows asylum denials hit a record high this year.
Eyewitness News reporter Addie Guajardo takes us to the gateway of the Americas International Bridge down in Laredo, and she gives us a first-hand look at the process and the people hanging on to hope.
The young, the poor, the sick and the old. It's a cry for help. Janolis Vasquez says her family scrounged up the money they could to escape their homeland in Venezuela to find refuge in the U.S. with family. She says they flew into Mexico and headed to the Americas International Bridge in Laredo, where they've spent 2 days waiting. She says after being threatened for opposing the government, they had no choice but to flee, seeking political asylum in the U.S. The once oil-rich country is now suffering, and food and medication is scarce. She says her 83-year-old mother and her sister depend on their meds.
Mi hermano murió hace un mes. El 22 de octubre, por eso nos obligó a salirnos antes de que también nos pasara lo mismo.
People we spoke with came from various countries. One family traveled from as far as Russia, another from Cuba. Many telling me they want a fresh start and a sense of security.
Tener una vida mejor, queremos libertad.
Los documentos, señorita, por favor, nomás se puede hacer para...
Just one of the many difficult stories agents come across every day, says Adriana Arce, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Assistant Port Director.
Depending on the workload, we can process between 30 to 40 cases a day.
She adds that apart from asylum cases, officers process about 10,000 pedestrians a day with visas, not counting the drivers, and deal with any drug seizures at the port of entry.
So when they arrive, we process, we do the intake, we process them, and we turn them over to ICE ERO. We do not conduct the asylum interview. The asylum interview is conducted by the asylum officer.
For many here in line, the future is uncertain. But for this family, it's hope as they begin their process to have their case heard. Addie Guajardo, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.